What's up, beautiful? Khalil here, and today we're going to be watching the funniest story times on TikTok. Question of the day is, which cereal has to go? Which one are you not messing with? Me personally, I'm going to have to say Frosted Flakes. Sue me. Now let's jump right into the video.
So me and my friends have been hiding my grilled chicken leftovers at each other's houses for over 2.5 years now. First, I hid them under Jordan's bed, and then she tied it on the back of Nina's car. Nina brought it up to school and waited to give it to Alyssa for her 21st birthday. When Alyssa found it, she saved it to give to Jordan for her 21st birthday, and we hid it in her closet. After Jordan found it, we opened it up to look at it. Then we immediately put it in Marissa's car, and she found it when she got home the next morning. 9 months later, I found it on my car and eventually gave it back to Marissa. Then Nina got it for her birthday, and we celebrated 1 year of having the chicken. And somehow Nina found it on her car and gave it to Alyssa for April Fool's Day. Then she mailed it to Jordan's apartment. I found it on my car and gave it to Nina the night before we left for LA. Then at Jordan's little sister's grad party, we had the caterers bring it and surprise her with it. A few months later, we burned the original box and put it in a new bag and had a little photo shoot for the chicken's second birthday. Then Alyssa got it for her birthday again. Most recently, we snuck it under Jordan's tree for her to open Christmas Day with her family, which, by the look on his face, her dad totally seemed to love.
Same dad. Yeah, no. Blech. That chicken was probably mummified meat by then. I don't even know if they still got it. I don't even want to know. Sounds about white. I don't want to participate in those games. I'm sorry.
I was on FaceTime with a boy who I thought was extremely cute, okay? And I had to go use the bathroom. But I wasn't going to tell him, hey, yo, I'm going to go take a fat ass shit. Like, no, I wasn't going to say that. So I was like, oh, I'm going to brush my teeth right now. Like, I'm going to put you on mute or whatever, right? I swear to God, I remember pushing the mute button, bitch. This is where it gets so good, bro. Like, it's...
No.
I'm out here vibing, doing my thing, you know, like, you just imagine.
Pooping.
I was on the toilet. I was exploding. And then I hear him on the phone saying, damn, girl, you got so much gas. I was like, what? What? Okay. So after I'm done with, like, everything,
That's
washing my hands
embarrassing.
and shit, I check my phone and the mute button isn't on, which means he literally heard everything. I hung up. I've never talked to him since, bro. Like,
Bro, that's so embarrassing. I'm gonna tell you this quick story. So I had a girl over, she got drunk as heck. Started throwing up everywhere, started falling on the floor, put her on the couch, let her fall asleep, went upstairs with the bed. Come downstairs, I hear banging on the door. I'm like, what the hell is that noise? I come downstairs. Yo, tell me why my whole floor is flooded. Everything is flooding. I walk in the bathroom and it's her drunk self. The banging was her plunging my toilet, trying to get her poop out. There's poop on the floor everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going back upstairs and go to sleep. I'm too drunk for this. Go upstairs, go to sleep, wake up the next morning. This girl got throw up in her hair, poop on the floor. Dog, she leaves. I had to clean up the mess. That's the last time she ever even spoke to me. I guess she was so embarrassed by what happened.
Some of you may know I used to be a lifeguard and I have some pretty fucked up stories. So there's this one time, it was after work hours, and I went home and then I realized that I left my food in the fridge. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not just gonna leave it there. I want to eat that. That was my food. So I hop in my car, I drive down the street, and I know the code to get inside, so I unlock the door. And then I get my food, and I hear this noise outside. And need I remind you, it is summertime, so it's really warm out, and it's about 9 o'clock, so it's kind of dark. And so I hear this noise outside, and I go to the window to see what it is. And there are these two people in the pool having sex. Now that is naughty behavior, and that is not allowed because it's past hours. Also, you're just not allowed to have sex in the pool. And so I kind of walk outside and I go like this. Hello? I did not expect this to happen, but they kind of were in there and they just froze, and they were like. And then I said, like, what are you doing? I'm running out of time. I'm sorry, like, for part 2. Part 2 of the sex. So then I'm like, what are you doing? And then so they start like getting up and they start like scrambling. They're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm just standing there like. And so clearly they are naked, and when they get out of the pool, there are some things that I didn't want to see. And so they start running, but they start running naked. And it was just so funny because the girl, sorry for the PG-ness of this, but she was like trying to hold her stuff and then cover like her butt and her boobs at the same time. So there is just, everything was just flopping everywhere, okay? Same with the dude. The way that they got in was jumping over the fence. It's really easy to climb. I don't even know why we had it. But here's the really gross part, so be prepared. If you are a female, actually not even a lot of females know this, but if you're on your period, stops in water. Your body just knows when you're surrounded by water and your period will just stop. And they were in the pool for a reason, I guess, and she was on her period. And so as she's leaving, she is also leaving a trail of period blood behind her.
Oh, man. No! She was a period slug. Just leaving slime everywhere. Y'all need to stop getting freaky, alright? Go home. Just do it at home, man. Yeah, let's go in that dirty community pool that everybody gets in and have some dirty sex. You know what make it dirtier? The fact that I'm Bloody Mary today. You read my mind. Like, what is going through your head? Ew!
I hope y'all are ready for a love story.
I'm ready.
So I teach 8th grade, and every year when I make my first seating charts, I always put my students in alphabetical order just for like a month so I can learn their names, except for one class. I saw these 2 kids that I knew as 7th graders, and I was like, oh my gosh, they would make such a cute little couple. So I put them next to each other. You know, it's like a little reality TV show.
Why would you do that?
And every time I updated my seating chart after that, I kept them next to each other. And now they're at a point in the year where they can pick their own seats, and they still sit next to each other. And I've gotten to watch them get to know each other and become friends and get a little flirty. And today, as the boy was doing his assignment, I looked at the girl and I said, are y'all falling in love? And she goes,
what?
And I tell y'all, I could have started crying sitting right there at my desk. They're the cutest thing. And before you come for me talking about, oh, it's school, they should be there to learn, and why are you worried about your students' love? Like, shut up. Just stop. Don't ruin this for everybody. Because if you saw them, you would agree. They are the most pure thing you've ever seen in your life. And I'm just so happy for them. And oh my.
I ain't gonna cap that. Kind of weird. I don't, maybe I'm being too protective. But if a teacher did that to my daughter or my kid, I'm not feeling it.
So 1 o'clock the other day, I'm in the lounge watching Ozark, and I can hear a noise out in the hallway. I go to investigate, and sure enough, one of my cats has got a mouse. They're having a staring competition, but she looks away. The thing darts off in between my legs. I've got to kick her into the kitchen, close the door, and now I've got to try and find the mouse. Eventually, I can spot him hiding out the back of my toilet, so I edge closer with the back door shoe, hopefully trying to get him to run inside, but he darts to the other side of the toilet, and we do this dance for a while, just going back and forth. He ran at me at one point, scared the life out of me. And then I can hear Lola coming back in through the cat flap, so she's trying to find the mouse, so I got to quickly grab her, but she runs upstairs. Meanwhile, the mouse is just chilling behind the shoe, so really carefully take the shoe, spin it around, and hopefully the mouse will just go inside. The mouse caught, I can use the tongue to cover the gap, take him outside, and release him back into the wild. Of course, that's not going to stop Lola though. She's still hunting when I go to bed. First thing in the morning, she's acting suspicious in the bathroom, and yep, sure enough, I now have a mouse behind my sink.
I don't know how dumb this guy is, but does he know that if you release a mouse, the mouse lives in your house. You release it outside, it's going to come back in its house. You ever watch Tom and Jerry, dog? They have a whole crib in there. Oh, heck no.
My right thumb.
I'm good.
Yes, I will try to untrap this.
His thumb got stuck as
when you're gonna let go, that's
dangling 400 feet above the ground. No.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it.
Nothing I can do about it.
If you wanna.
That's gonna fucking hold my thumb.
Oh my gosh. This is intense, y'all.
Scotty, can you hold
Oh my god, bruh.
No.
It's dumb, bruh. The attempted to hold while freezing.
Yeah, okay. 3, 2, 1.
This is why I keep my feet on the ground where Jesus intended me. If he wanted me to be in the air, he would have gave me like wings. I don't see no feathers.
Heartfelt story of how in 11th grade I became a school slut. I just moved across country and started at a new school. I had exactly one friend. We'll call her Shady, because she was a shady fucking bitch. She started dating a senior boy and didn't want to hang out with me, which is fine. Yeah. She had all these new cool friends and they didn't like me because I was new and a girl, and I guess that's enough reason. Well, Shady started telling everybody that I fucked a bunch of people, and I was like, what the heck? Who? I literally sit at home and watch Harry Potter. I have no friends. Nonetheless, they'd taunt me in the hallways and be like, you slut. Or they'd follow me to the classroom and be like, we're gonna beat your ass. They'd message me on Facebook and be like, we're gonna kill you. And I'd be like, why don't you like me? And they'd be like, die. And I'd be like, okay, fair enough. So I got tired of the bullshit. I was like, I'm gonna become the one thing they fear the most. A real whore.
Nah.
Shortly after, I made one other new friend. His name was Juan, and he was great, and I loved him, and he would invite me to all the parties. I'd go to these parties to get drunk and make out with the guys that these girls liked. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty petty, but yeah. So when I would return to school after the weekend, they'd be like, you're a whore. I'd be like, true. There's really no moral to the story, but if you can't go high, just go really fucking low and beat bitches at their own game.
That is a villain. She's a villain. Listen, ladies, there's always gonna be some shorties jealous of you. You just gotta go with the punches, man. Stack that money, do your own thing. But this shorty went all out. I don't know what to think of that. I don't know. Next story.
Your finger down if when you were 15 years old, you went to your first high school party, but your mom thought you were sleeping over at your friend's house, and you were sleeping over at your friend's house, But she had just gotten her license a few weeks before, and she wanted to take you and your other friend to this party. And when you got to the party, you'd never drank before in your entire life, so you didn't really want to start that night. But your friend starts drinking, and you're like, oh my god, why are you drinking? You're the only one of us who has a license. You have to drive us home. How are you going to get home? And she's just like, oh, you have your permit. You can take us home. And you're just like, no, I've only driven 3 times in my entire life, and never at night. And I've only had my permit for a month. I can't drive us home. But your friend's already drunk, so you have to take them home. So you're sitting there mentally preparing yourself to be able to drive your friends home, even though you don't actually know how to drive. In the same time, you just got out of your first relationship ever, and your ex-boyfriend keeps texting you and calling you, being like, can we talk? And you're like, no, we can't talk. I'm dealing with something right now. But he thinks you're with another guy, but you're not with another guy. You're just dealing with something. And then your mom calls you, so you have to leave the party. You go outside to talk to her so that she can hear what's happening inside. And she's just freaking out and crying and screaming. You're like, oh my god, just knew where I am. But she doesn't know where you are. It's much worse than that. Her coworker's daughter was murdered that night, and your body goes limp, and you're just like, oh my god, she was so nice, and she was only 18 years old, and now she's dead. And then the cops show up to the party because 2 guys get into a fight, and you have to drive you and your friends home. And some guy named Eric, who's 20 years old, gets in the back of the car and goes, can you take me home? And you leave him in a 7-Eleven parking lot.
Oh my, that was an adventure. That should be a movie. She should be a rapper.
So I have the craziest story. I bought my first home in July. I had a patio space. I was so excited to put my twinkly lights up. I'm one of those girls that really enjoys a good twinkle light. I string those babies up, and of course they come crumbling down because my neighbor did not like that. The next day, my boyfriend is outside and she comes over yelling at him. Why were the lights on at 3 in the morning? I don't know. What's it to you what time I'm sleeping? We come inside after her yelling at us, and we hear her. She has a hammer hammering at my property trying to get these things down. So I go outside and I'm like, excuse me, please don't touch my property.
Your property is your land. Why don't you think of others?
She did not like that. The following day, she decided to watch me all day long. I had seen this previously. I noticed her watching me occasionally, but she stood out there at the fence watching me the entire day. I got very uncomfortable. I went back outside to say something.
Do you need anything?
Why are you talking to me?
You're staring down over here.
I don't want to have anything to do with you.
Then why are you looking at me? Why are you staring at me all day?
Because I have a right.
Claims this is legal and I should sue her. Maybe I should. I don't know. Let me know. The story just gets more and more insane. But we're running out of time, so
Hey, stop the story! Don't do it. Just don't do it. I'm black. We don't do that. I love you. Bye-bye. You need a Bridget! Stop trying to lick my face! Alright, man. We out. Say peace out. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. Catch y'all next time. Peace.